Hello, we are going to talk about the Cathedral of Puebla and its historical importance by Brian Amador, Verónica Caldero, Montserrat Cruz, Yuriani Vianey Mora, and Ana Esmeralda Jimenez.
On January 24, 1557, Viceroy Martín Enrique authorized construction. The design was submitted to the Dean and Catedral captured on November 1575. Construction began in November 1575 under the direction of the architect Francisco Becerra and Juan de Sigorondo. Construction was interrupted in 1626, but in 1634, Juan Gómez de Transom modified the design and construction began again in 1640, when Bishop Juan de Palafox y Mendoza arrived with the appointment of Visitor General of New Spain and Bishop of Puebla. The cathedral was in bad shape when Palafox arrived in 1640. The building not yet complete, and on second what? When Palafox lost his stronghold with the Jesuit and Viceroy Salvatierra, he was appointed bishop to the renovation over 9 years at the cost 350,000 pesos, engaged 1,500 workers and under the supervision of the arrogant Pedro Garcia Fer. The cathedral was consecrated to the Virgin Mary in home and emotional ceremony, with civil and religious participants. The reburial of the remains of previous Peral's brilliant musical performance and the sermon by Palafox himself in this final farewell to his flock.
The Cathedral Basilica of Puebla, as it is known to the Cathedral of Our Lady of the Immaculate Conception, according to the its Marian invocation, in the Episcopal seat of Archdiocese of Puebla, it is one of the most important buildings of the historic center declared World Heritage. It has the prerogative to be the first Septone temple that undergoes the same was made in America. Consecrated in 1649, was advanced to the Metropolitan of Mexico that was dedicated 1653. The current Herring-style cathedral was built between the 16th and 17th centuries, replacing the former that existed in what is now the room from the beginning of its construction in 1575. To its consecration there were 74 years that are located during the period of the three kings of Spain, Felipe II, Felipe III, and Felipe IV. The setbacks during those years allowed numerous modifications to the original trace. For 1624, the works were suspended in full until the arrival of the Bishop Juan de Palafox and Mendoza in July of 1614 that resumed the works with determined enthusiasm. The new reforms gave a great elevation to the central ship above the professional ones, allowing the pace of natural light and giving aspect of pyramidal structure. It was constructed by the Bishop Juan de Palafox and Mendoza the 18th of April of 1649 without having been completely finished. The space that occupies is of rectangular plan, reaching in the corner of another bigger plan, Forming a great space for the atrium, the building is organized in 5 naves, one central, 2 latter, and 2 of niche chapels, and passage is recorded of Renaissance style. Attached to it back is a building for offices of the Mitra, its former headquarters, and the building of the chapel called Arch, with its little more than 70 meters of height was the highest church of the Spanish colonies. The cathedral is considered one of the most important museums of the New Spain, and later for the treasure it houses. Through its centuries, it was being enriched in work on painting, sculpture, goldsmithery, and high-quality artists, carpentry, as well as and the treasure of the sacristy that shattered the rich priestly ornaments embroidered with gold and silver thread, sacred bells, chalices, cacti, requalities, and gold-plated crosses of jewels and diamonds. Its historic archive has documented that day from the founding of the city, and many are waiting to be classified.
Of the city of Angeles. It was not contemplated the construction of the cathedral because the architect of the diocese of Tlaxcala. It was inutile, and 1505 when the then obispo Fray Julian Garges decided to change the site to the city Beijing to the construction of a first cathedral. Years later, the construction of Cathedral more worldly of Puebla, Beijing. Reason why the project was asked to one of the most important architects of the time, the architect, the Spanish Francisco Barrera. In 1614, when Bishop Juan de Palafox and Mendoza arrived in the city, he found that the construction was stopped, and they decided to give definitive impulse to the construction work that had progressed slowly to the degree that the walls weren't ever finished. In the was Bishop Palafox, secretary of the Cathedral Puebla, William Amounts on April 18, 1879, still missing the frieze and the towers. The construction of the famous turrets of the cathedral took almost 2 centuries. The north tower began that this Beijing of 17th century was complete in the 1678, and the south tower was completed 9 years later in the 1768. Those towers are the engine of Latin American cathedrals, with more than 16 meters. Of the most enigmatic space of the cathedral is located between to the central door Cathedral del Perdón. These are the cenotaph of Juan de Palafox and the tombstones of Obispo Panteón de los Álvarez de Breu. During his bishopric, Juan de Palafox y Mendoza ordained to make his dissension. However, in 1769, he was caged to Spanish, and the years later ceded to the Diocese of Burgos de Osma, Joan de Palafox y Mendoza, in October 1 and 1659 in Spanish. Nevertheless, it was decided that Tonton Buste should later be located in that place due to relevant relic cathedral.
Legend of the Cathedral de Puebla. Like it is the bill of the balls. Of the most famous legend about the Cathedral of Puebla is that still that the angels climbed the built Santa Maria to the turret. It is said that to finish the construction, the men worked in the construction in 30 days. The 13 to raise the bill was more than 8 tons. Meanwhile, the construction was in the dream the South Angeles descending from the sky to raise the bill. The next morning they wore the ring, and when they left they saw that the bill was already placed in the turret. However, the Mr. Hugo legend refers to the fact that the Bill Mary was raised one day from San Marcos by Juan Bautista Santiago, the nearest towards the Church of the World.